For today po, I will be discussing just a brief background for the Green Energy Option Program. That will be discussed further sa mga slides na aming pinipare. The Green Energy Option Program, or the GEOP, a mechanism to empower end users to choose renewable energy in meeting their energy requirements. So as we all know, our country is known to derive most of its energy from coal or fossil fuels, being the primary source of energy. But then the GEOP, or the Green Energy Option Program, is created, wherein the goal is to include wherein the goal includes but is not limited to reducing the country's dependence on fossil fuels through the adoption of sustainable energy development strategies, and increase the utilization of renewable energy in a least cost and sustainable manner. So the Green Energy Option Program was established through Republic Act for 9513, or the Renewable Act of 2008, in which na-mention kanina yung meron tayong icebreaker game. So this is a scheme po that empowers electricity consumers by giving them the option to choose renewable energy as their source of electricity, which is clean and environment friendly. So the end users here po pertains to us and those any person or entity requiring the supply and delivery of electricity for its own use. So currently, all those with a monthly average peak demand of 100 kilowatt and above for the past 12 months may join the GEO program. So these are the circulars and issuances relating to the implementation for GEO program, which basically aims to set the general rules and procedures to properly guide both the end users, RE suppliers, and network services providers, and all those mandated entities po, in facilitating the option taken by the end users to choose RE resources as sources of energy. So the first one from the Department of Energy, Department Circular 2018-07-0019. This includes body criteria for eligible end users for GEOP and grounds for reversion to captive, GEOP mandated activities, which includes DU's notice of eligibility to end users through the DU power bill. So this basically covers all the responsibilities, roles of the mandated entities towards the GEOP implementation, along with the prohibited acts and sanctions as well pertaining to violation of GEOP rules. Sorry. And then we also have the Department Circular 2020-04009, wherein this goes for all the participants naman from the RE supplier side, wherein this department circular covers all RE supplier qualifications, their application requirements, processing and approval of their application, policy on RE suppliers' obligations, and all about the GEOP operating permit. So if you are an end user, you may opt to review these as well, to serve as background for qualifications in choosing the right RE supplier. Then the last one we have from the Energy Regulatory Commission, the ERC Resolution number 8 series of 2021. This basically covers all mandated entities' obligations with an in-depth guidelines for provision of process and condition on GEO program. So this includes yung discussions on the qualification for eligible end users in a more in-depth discussion for the customer switching process, whether or not switch is approved or disapproved, conditions for GEOP supply contract, among others, and that these entities may need to know once joined in the GEOP. So attached here as well are the templates for the connection agreements, which is a contract between the DU or the distribution utility and all the end users, transmission service agreement, and the DWSA, or the Distribution Wheeling Services Agreement. This DWSA po, this pertains to the contract naman between the RE supplier and the distribution utility. Distribution wheeling service is one of the services provided by the DU, or the distribution utilities, to entities such as the captive and end users, wherein the relationship regarding the delivery of electric power and energy will be governed by the terms and conditions set forth on the DWSA, or Distribution and Wheeling Service Agreement. So basically, all the conditions and obligations the RE supplier and DU has to know is specified here, such as the charges, the billings and payments, and contract duration, among others. Okay, so now that we are aware of the rules and guidelines pertaining to GEOP program, this will be the overview of the GEOP switching program. So the first is the RE supplier enters into supply contract with the GEOP end users. And then the renewable energy supplier registers with the central registration body, wherein the CRB, or the central registration body, are the ones responsible for the implementing guidelines and procedures set forth on the promulgated rules and manuals. So please note po, that RE suppliers, or the renewable energy suppliers, needs first to register in the CRB before an end user may switch and join to GEO. So dapat registered muna si RE supplier before joining, before a GEOP end user may join in the GEOP program. So once contracts are signed between RE supplier and end user, all transactions related to switch request application shall be catered by the RE supplier until until the GEOP switch is completed. So the renewable energy supplier submits switch request to the CRP following conditions set forth on the GEOP rules under customer switching. So if balikan natin yung rules kanina, nakastipulate naman po dun lahat ng requirements and all the things that an RE supplier and an end user need to know para maka-join dito sa ating GEOP program. So naka-specify naman lahat ng procedures, pati yung mga kailangan nila secure na documents in preparation for the GEOP. The CRB, or the Central Registration Body, processes this GEOP switch request application. So please note that both the RE suppliers and the Central Registration Body are given a certain processing based on the GEOP switch timeline. There and for CRB also to assess their applications prior approval and effect the switch start date. But basically, we are given 7 working days for an end user to switch once condition on pre-switching are complied. So these in overall, RE suppliers transacts on behalf of the customer, prepares and submits all requirements while communicating to the CRB during a period until the end user is switched. You can see here an overview of the IMOP website, wherein the RE suppliers contracting parameters are submitted to the central registration body and posted in the IMOP website. So for those end users who wishes to write RE supplier for them, this is the right venue that's readily available in the IMOP website. Just follow the link based on the description, and all the documents are downloadable for your reference. These RE suppliers contracting parameters includes but not limited to the RE supplier's company name, contact details, and other scope of services they may offer. So if you are looking for the right RE supplier, you may opt to go to the IMOP website, particularly here in the market information, and then go to document and reports for contract parameters for the RE suppliers.
So once you go to the IMOP website, you just have to select the click market information and then documents and reports. And then you're going to have to look for the renewable energy supplier, GEOP supplier, supply contract parameters. So all the documents for HRE suppliers are very much available and downloadable for all our end users who wishes to seek their right RE supplier. So as of March 26, 2023, this is the GEOP registration status, which are composed of end users, renewable energy suppliers, retail metering services provider, and the supplier of last resort. So we have a total of GEOP participant of 289, but currently we have 233 GEOP end users who decided to switch to renewable energy source. And among the 233 end users, one of them had undergone a regular switch from ARCOA to GEOP. So of the 27 GEOP MSPs or the metering service provider, 26 of them have a corresponding registration in ARCOA or the Retail Competition and Open Access as retail MSP. Okay. So as you can see, as of March 26, 2023, these are the breakdown of statistics per type of business and contestability threshold each end user that has switched to GEOP belongs to. So the GEOP end users are categorized into type and nature of business. So in summary, we have 221 end users with 100 kilowatt contestability threshold, 7 end users with 500 kilowatt contestability threshold, and 5 end users with 750 kilowatt threshold. So we have the breakdown per business. And as of March 26, 2023, these are the breakdown of statistics per type of business and contestability threshold each end user that has switched to GEOP belongs to. And then they are categorized into 2 segments, which is the nature of business and the type of business for each end users. In summary, we have 221 end users as seen in this slide, 221 end users with 100 kilowatt contestability threshold, 7 end users with 500 kilowatt contestability threshold, 5 end users with 750 kilowatt threshold, and 0 end users for 1 megawatt threshold. So this is also an overview of the IMOP website that you may browse. You may source out here the information you may need to know on the GEOP advisory, on RE suppliers, on GEOP contracting parameters, network services providers, and submissions of GEOP and users information, and all the bulletins specifically on IMOP's implementation and customer switching under the GEOP program, the forms and templates and all participants may have to secure during the registration process. So essentially, this is where the participants may source out their templates, informations, and processes related to GEOP. I think that's the end of my presentation. And as you can see here, these are the sources that you may talk to us and you may reach to us for further clarifications and questions. We have the IMOP website, the registration at imop.ph, which is catered by our team, the registration and stakeholder services, the central ticketing system, and of course the social media platform that you may source out and talk to us about for further clarifications and concerns.